Mm. Welcome to my channel. I am Dr. A. Navnita, Assistant Professor in ECE Department, Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Today I am going to discuss a topic, why we need to choose electronic and communication engineering compared to other branch of engineering. Okay, so if you nowadays parents are everyone is crazy about CSE. So CSE cannot be developed until and unless ECE is present. Every branch is interdependent upon one another. If you take an example, if you want to do an engineering, the concepts of maths, physics and chemistry is essential, isn't it? At the same time, if you want to excel in the computer science engineering also, you require the base is nothing but the electronics and communication engineering. So every engineering has its own importance, which will be helpful to solve the problems which the world is facing. So if you take an example, electronics and communication engineering is a combination of both hardware and the software. If you take the hardware example, your laptops, mobile phone, desktops, ATM machine, washing machine, robot. Okay, so in this one, if we daily which you are using is nothing but if you take your desktops or laptops, you have so many hardware components. Your keyboard comes under hardware, your mouse comes under hardware, monitor, printer, everything comes under your hardware part. So how this hardware has to work? That hardware will be related with the software to make the hardware to work. Okay, so here if we take an example of generation of the computer, I think everyone have studied in the school days, or everyone is aware of the generation of the computers, that is first generation of computers to the fifth generation of the computers. So if you take in the first generation of the computer was occupying the size of the room, and it was consuming some kilowatts of power, and this kilowatts of power consumption of computer was costing $1 billion of rupees. When we come to the fifth generation of the computer, that is nothing but your laptops and mobile phones and desktops which you are using. All these gadgets in the fifth generation of the computers you are able to hold in your hand, and the computer in the first generation which was occupying the total room, in the fifth generation you are able to hold in the hand, and in the first generation which was consuming kilowatts of power, now it is consuming a milliwatts or microwatts of power. And in the first generation of the computer which was costing $1 billion of rupees, now it is costing some thousands of rupees a common man can afford. So how this drastic change and the magic has taken place? This is only happened due to the invention of integrated circuits, that is nothing but a chip in 1956 by Jack Kilby in the Texas Instruments lab. If this IC, that is integrated circuit or a chip, if it is not available, we would not have seen the change, the magic which has taken from first generation of the computer to the fifth generation of the computer. Okay, so here in this one, if you take any company, software company worldwide, so many companies are there. If you take the leading companies like Google, Facebook, Meta, Microsoft, all these companies are developing the software. Either it can be application software or operating system software. Every software has to work on the hardware. If the high efficient and performance of the hardware like your CPUs and memories are not available, whatever the software they will develop, that will become useless. If you take an example of a human being, if a human being, even though if a person is live and if mind is not working, the person life becomes useless, isn't it? So here mind and heart should be working perfectly. If the person has to be healthy. In the same way, any software to work efficiently means the hardware performance should be good. All this hardware ultimately in the real time application will work on your hardware, that is nothing but your CPUs and memories. If the CPUs and memories are not working perfectly, then the software development becomes useless. That means without hardware there is no software is present. That is the importance of the hardware which we have. That's why there is a need of more concepts of electronics are required, or more electronic engineers are required to do research in this and work in this field to overcome the world which is facing. Now the world is facing the environment problem, pollution problem, unemployment problem. All these problems can be solved with the core engineering branches along with the software field. If the invention of the integrated circuits would not have taken place, then all the software companies, lakhs of software companies which is present all over the world, they would not have builded their software, their organization, and lakhs of software engineers in the hardware and software would not have got employment, and countries would not have got any economy, and their GDP would not have grown up. So with this invention, Jack Kilby has given a path for all these companies and countries and engineers and people life very efficient way to build. So this is the most important of the electronics hardware which is required for the development of the software. I think everyone has come to know the importance of what the hardware is there. So when we come to the opportunities of electronics and communication engineering, what the student is going to have means they will have the opportunities of both in the hardware and the software. If you go for CSE students, only they will have the opportunities only in the software sector, either in the product based companies or in the service based companies. But when you go for the ECE students, they are going to have opportunity in the hardware field and as well as the software field. Any software company worldwide will give the opportunities for ECE student work in the software industry also. So when we get into the hardware side, the leading technologies where the ECE students will find the jobs are nothing but VLSI technology, that is nothing but IC fabrication technology. Next one is the embedded system technology and telecommunication engineering, wireless communication, RF engineering, satellite communication. So in all these companies, the ECE students can find their path to flourish, to get a good career. Okay, so when you go for VLSI, now India is planning to establish many semiconductor industries worldwide. So here in this one, to work in these industries, lakhs of need of engineers are required. So unless and until if you don't have the knowledge of electronics and communication, we cannot work in this field. So if the students wants to work the companies like Intel, Qualcomm, Micron, AMD, all these companies are leading with the making of integrated circuits. So they can find the working in this organization when they study the electrical engineering or electronics and communication engineering. So here if they are good in the subject in the ECE, then they can find the path in this. Similarly, if you go for embedded systems, in any embedded systems, like your mobile phone is one embedded system, your robo is one embedded system, many leading companies are in the embedded system field. They need to work in there also. You are going to find some opportunities to work there. So not only in the VLSI embedded and some other in the telecommunications like in BSNL, Airtel, Jio, in all these organizations also ECE student can find a great career to work there. And many central organizations in the research field also you can find opportunities like in DRDO, BHL, BEL, BARC, ISRO, all this in this organization you can find a great path of working in this field. So here in this one you can now see that ECE has more opportunities compared to your CSE. And not only that, in the central organization, in the state also many ECE, they will find opportunities for ECE students in the Genco, Transco, where in that organization you can find the opportunities. So not only in this, in that when many technical institutions to work as a professors worldwide and to work as a technical persons, you can find the path. Okay. So here now from this one you might have an idea what will be the opportunities for you when you choose the ECE branch. So here when we come to the ECE, when you are studying in the ECE, at the same time now in the JNTU colleges, in the JNTU and many universities in India, they are giving a chance for the students while they are studying the ECE branch, they can go for doing the minor degrees in the artificial intelligence. So here you can get the knowledge of artificial intelligence at the same time doing your core branches. When you go for the core branches, you can study only in colleges the concepts which is present in ECE. In ECE, software you can study in outside also, but CSE students will be having only the path of studying only the software, where these students will have the both, which they can achieve anything. So to work in the central government organization, India is going to conduct one exam, that is GATE exam. If you get good ranks, then you can get the you can get the good ranks in if you get the good ranks, you can get the admissions in IITs, NITs and IIITs, and many foreign universities also is going to take the GATE score for giving the admissions. So I think you have gained a lot of information, and if you like, you can subscribe my video. Thank you. ఏం రాలేదా? చూస్తే ఎవరైనా ఉండాలి యాక్చువల్లీ, ఎట్లా వచ్చిందో చూస్తాం.